Hello and welcome to Williams TV from Baku. Now you join us now on a Friday night and we thought we'd give you a quick tour of our hospitality and office unit here in Baku. We're actually going to start in probably one of the busiest places. It's slightly calm looking at the moment, but we're going to head into the kitchen first and I'm going to show you a bit behind the scenes of what goes on here. So if you follow me round, it's actually one of the warmest places to be, which is great because it's been freezing. And if we can just interrupt John for 1 second. So we're looking around the kitchen. How busy has this week been for you?
Medium on a normal race scale. So we've got about 30 or 40 guests over the weekend every day, which is, it's getting busier in Baku, which is nice. And then we'll do about 1,000 tea meals from Tuesday to Sunday night. So that's about standard.
Yeah.
So it's medium busy.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's
not
okay.
too bad.
Yeah,
and
right.
How about obviously the facilities here? We can have a look around. It's actually, you've got quite a lot of space here. You've got a nice fridge. It's like I say, it's very warm, so I'm quite happy in here.
Yeah, this is actually one of the better kitchens now. What we crave in a kitchen environment is space, and we have it in abundance here.
Yeah.
We've got a wonderful storeroom out the back, so we put a lot of fruit and veg in there. It's air conditioned, nice and cool. We've got plenty of room to cook on and plenty of fridge space and a nice sink with hot and cold running water. So
all you can ask for, really?
Yeah, it's one of the nicer kitchens we come to.
What about challenges? Are there any challenges that you find here?
Challenges. Some things are more expensive than others in Baku, and they'll catch you out. Like, for instance, tonight we got fillet steak on. That's very reasonable and really good quality, so that's nice. We can give the boys a nice fillet steak for dinner, give them a nice treat on a Friday night after they've had a long day, especially today.
Yeah, I think they might need some good steak.
And then other things will catch you out, like a 200-gram punnet of raspberries, £10.
Wow.
So we just keep them for the
raspberries
drivers.
Not on the menu.
Raspberries, not so much. And imported fish as well. Salmon can be up to £20-25 a portion.
Wow.
And I saw a fillet of sea bass yesterday that was 40 quid. So
not so much.
Some things are really good, some things not so much. It's just being a bit savvy about how you purchase.
Yeah.
And that just comes with the experience.
I was going to say, do you just find that out when you come to the different places, or is it pretty standard? Different countries have, what you want to buy in the different countries.
Yeah, so I like to cook the cuisines of where we go.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. They're cooking with that produce because that's the best produce they've got available to them. So, for instance, in Baku, they do great lamb, great beef. The chickens are really good here, and that's like the staple diet of the local people who live here. Also, aubergines, peppers, tomatoes, they're all really great. Yeah. So we will put that in a lot of stuff.
What they like,
And then when we go to Barcelona in a couple of weeks, we go into Mediterranean lands and start cooking to that cuisine. So it keeps things really fresh and interesting for us as cooks.
Yeah, and it's good for the team as well, I guess, to get a bit of a mixture. And like you say, they've had a really long day today. So we've got steak on the menu for them in about an hour and a half. And
in about 20 minutes, dinner kicks off.
So it's going to start being busy.
Yeah. So a lot of steak and chips and a Bakewell tart. So
hopefully that will put a little bit of a smile on their face after today. Okay, well, as they're about to pile in, we should leave you to it. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. And we're going to head back out and show you the main hospitality unit itself. So this is the sort of backstage area. We've got another little room that's kind of hidden down there for a bit more storage. If you come out into the front here, we'll try and grab a quick word with Sam, who looks like he's just taking a flower delivery, which is great timing. Have you got an admirer or?
No, we've just got a big bouquet of flowers come off the track. So just have to collect those and make sure they're all okay.
Nice. So we're stood in the hospitality unit here. We've just been back in the kitchen. We spoke to you briefly in China about your job, and we've got you back on Williams TV. Do you want to tell us, because you were one of the first to get here, like when did you arrive? Like what's the setup been like for this place?
So we flew in on Sunday day, landed Sunday night, ready to get into the track Monday morning. So we get here and there is nothing in here. It's a shell of a room.
Literally blank, nothing at all.
And we have no set plans for how we're going to do things. So we get in, decide what we want to do with it, and we start building. We have 2 massive cages that are full of kind of hospitality equipment. We have 7 dough labs full of things. We have tables, chairs and everything that we have to set up. And we kind of bring it all in and set everything up, build it. and we get the TVs built and things like that. Yeah, it's
Very important things.
The TVs are the most important things.
Everyone complains if they don't work,
exactly.
so you have to make sure they're working. So in terms of this setup, is this easier than most, or
Yeah, this
this
is a good unit. It's quite a big size, easy to get a lot of people in. We can get a lot of guests in, and we've got a nice little veranda outside, so that when it's sunny during the day, that we can use that. So compared to some places, say like Brazil's a tiny little area. So this is quite a good one.
Yeah. Any particular challenges in Baku, either with the hospitality or just your role in general here and how the layout is?
Being a street circuit makes it quite difficult. Obviously, we're kind of inside the circuit at the moment, and it's all shut off. So when we have to go shopping for the chefs, we have to go. That's all got to be brought in by hand, which is okay shopping for one person, but when you're shopping for a team of 80, that's a little bit more difficult. So there's a lot of lugging in food, putting it through security scanners to make sure that it's...
Have you got a little bit of help with that, or is it literally just you?
I get a little bit of help, but not too much. That's more just my own doing.
So your step count's going to be massive.
Yeah, it's going to be quite big over here. But no, and apart from that, it's not too bad. As a paddock, it's quite nice. The garage is close. It's easy to get food over for the team. But yeah, it's not too bad.
Cool. Well, we will leave you to it. Thank you very much for letting us interrupt you. We'll let you get back to your flowers.
Yeah,
and we're going to head on out. So you can see obviously the unit we have, which will be full of guests tomorrow, and any time now the boys will be heading in for their Friday night dinner. We're going to head outside because we're actually going to go and have a look where the offices are. So in Baku we have 2-story units. So if you come outside and have a little look upstairs, you'll see that the drivers and the engineers and the marketing officers are all on the 2nd floor up here. If you want to have a little look to the building, I don't know how much you can see of that, but the office block is up there. Probably not a great shot of it. We probably want to be further away. The garage is over to the right-hand side, so behind these stairways. Lots of sort of boulders and posts and things that we have to build around, but we're going to head upstairs now and have a quick look around the offices. Okay, so we are up at the top of the stairs now, which is also great for getting our step count up, and you can obviously have a look. We've got a nice view. One of the benefits of a street circuit is that you are surrounded by quite a lot of nice buildings come the evening that are all lit up rather nice. It is a little bit chilly outside, so we will head in now. If you have a look, we'll sort of quieten down because the engineers are all still in meetings. If you look to the right here, you can just sort of stick the camera in. You'll see, I think they're in one of their meetings at the moment. Robert there chatting to the engineers just about what's gone on today. You can see we've got the driver rooms, Robert and George here, and the marketing office around the corner. And we also have Claire's office up here, and hopefully she won't mind us interrupting her. Claire, if we can just jump in on you. I know it's been a very, very busy day. Can I just give that to you?
Yes.
So obviously it's been obviously quite a tough day for the team.
We're talking about this is a normal day in the life of Williams.
Very normal Friday. You were in engineering debrief this evening with the guys. What's the mood with the engineers and the drivers at the moment?
I think it's pretty tough for everybody. I think we came into this weekend knowing that it was going to be harder than perhaps even the first 3 races of the year, if that's even possible. But I think they even were surprised by how difficult it was, even though we only had an hour and a half running this afternoon. So they've got their work cut out this evening. But I think one of the greatest things that I've come to learn about this team, I knew it, I suppose, to a degree, but what I've really found about this team is that regardless of the challenges that a racetrack throws at them, or our car in particular throws at them, they never let it break their spirit or let it get them down. They just know that they've got to deal with it, they've got to go through it, and they've got to get the best possible outcome to give the drivers the best possible setup for qualifying and for the race. So that's what they're doing now, and obviously the boys are working hard in the garage to get George's car ready for tomorrow. I imagine they're probably nearly done now because they started that straight away when the car came back after George had the incident this morning. So it's all go as usual, and at Williams it never rains, it doesn't even pour, it seems to thunder.
Yeah, a little bit at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, people sort of were talking about the season. It's not been a great start, but you're among the team sort of day in, day out. There are sort of people commenting and asking how things are going, and obviously it is really, really tough, but the guys at the factory, the guys at the trackside, how is that spirit? How do you keep them motivated? How do you, it's quite tough, but it's it is something that we all have to sort of stick together and do, I guess.
I think the Williams spirit is pretty hard to break. Someone told me the other day, God only throws things at you that he knows you can deal with, and I think he's certainly testing us at the moment. But, like I said, back at the factory, despite the pressure in the system there at the moment, particularly in manufacturing, playing catch up to what happened during testing, they're pretty much on the front foot now. Unfortunately, this has happened, so there's going to be some more pressure put back in there. But really, people's wills are really tested in these kinds of circumstances, and but that is sport, and it's what you do now, and it's how you behave now, and how you tackle these kinds of challenges that sets you up for success, hopefully, in the future. You have to go through these periods in order to really appreciate when that success comes, but also these periods, they are sent to test you. And if you just give up, then you don't belong in sport as a whole. All teams go through hardships and difficulties, and it's about not giving up. It's continuing to have that will and that motivation and that spirit to keep fighting through it. What do they say? That when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and that's what we're doing, and that's all we can do. And yes, it's going to take us time, and I know that's frustrating for people on the outside world. They're wondering what we're doing, if we're doing anything. Trust me when I say we're doing everything to make sure we resolve this, but it's not the work of a moment.
Yeah, and this is obviously the first time we've spoken to you on Williams TV this year. Do you have, because we've obviously got a lot of fans out there that are still really rooting for us, we do get some really supportive messages, and people that are really willing to see the team getting back to sort of winning ways. What's your messages, for the fans at the moment?
I know how many messages and how much support we get, because I get a lot of them personally, and each time a letter comes in, and we're probably getting I get 2 or 3 a day, and that's not just letters of support, but people actually offering to help. We've had a van driver offer to help during testing. Can I come? Wow. I will bring my van and I will drive and take parts to Barcelona for you. I've had management consultants saying, I will give up my time voluntarily to come and help with your, putting processes in your team. And I find that it's extraordinary. And I have to say, it makes me quite emotional to think that there is so much support, and it just keeps us all going to know that we have that, because we're not just fighting for ourselves, we're fighting for our fans too. I have to say, though, that on the opposite side of the fence, you're always going to get criticism, and fair enough, we've had a lot of criticism levelled at us, but I would say that some of the criticism has been so ignorant, if I can say that, ill-informed and uneducated. It's not easy running a Formula One team. It's not easy for anyone in this team doing the job that we're doing under incredible pressure at the moment. People really should only have those opinions if they've walked a day in our shoes, and I would invite anyone that would like to try doing what we do, because then I don't think that you would, or that we would see that level of criticism. But I massively appreciate the support that we have had, and that's all I care about, and those are the only messages that I'm reading at the moment.
Yeah, I think we'll focus on the positives, and
always focus on the positives.
We'll
Sophie, that's what we do at Williams. We keep smiling.
We're
We're still breathing.
Yeah,
and that's all that matters. And we'll get there, and we'll do it for the team, because this is what we do, and we'll do it for the people that work here, and we'll do it for our fans.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I know you've got a lot to do, so thank you for your time, and
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us in Baku.